Good night, world, or should I say good evening, world. This is going to be a very exciting video. Buckle your seatbelts, as I'm going to be talking about the most horrific beings in movie history based off my Zanus fantasy novel. As Aratat, Ral, Fool, Bull the Pit Watcher, Ephesus the King Bound the Mountains. But I'm not going to talk about the bats in this video. I'm going to talk about the wolves, the devil wolves. Aratat will be the most horrific movie character in movie history. As you're looking at a demon, as you see in this picture here, this is Aratat. The demon wolves will be looking something like this. We're looking at the most horrific beings in movie history, as this will push horror to the limit, guys. The most scariest creatures ever in movie history. That's why all the Hollywood actors chosen for my Zanus movie, like John Mayga, Vaughn, Jojo G. Wansu, Idris Elba, Andy Serkis, Carl Urban, and what have you, they are the lucky ones, as they're going to be going on this horrific journey with me, fighting all these demonic characters in my movie. As I'm making Zanus for $3 billion, I'm putting $600 million towards special effects and visual effects, and $250 million towards the costumes, armor, weapons, and the mask. You are looking at the most horrific beings in movie history, guys. As you see in this picture here, you're looking at devils and demons, even scarier than this. Zanus will have crazy white buzz, and these will be the most horrific beings in movie history. When I have that talk with Peter or Mel Gibson, whichever director I hire, I'm going to talk to John Howe and Alan Lee. I'm going to let them know I want the demonic characters looking like these videos and pictures you see here. They don't look exactly like this, but they look similar to this, as they're going to be devils and demons, the most horrific beings in movie history. That's why the movie will have crazy white buzz. As you're looking at a character for Aratat, just as formidable as Thanos, but he's scary to look at. He's an actual devil. As you're looking at the most horrific beings in movie history. Yes, Thanos was a very scary, Thanos was a very formidable character, but it's PG-13, the Avengers movies. Thanos was not that scary, whereas Aratat will be a devil. As you guys see in this video here, Aratat will be the most horrific being in movie history. Very powerful, very formidable, and the woman, like my wife, and the woman Hollywood actors chosen for Zanus, are going to go through the horror with me and the men, as you're looking at the most horrific beings in movie history, guys. These beings will be so furious and scary and horrific that your world will fill for us, will fill for me and all the Hollywood actors. Excuse me. In the movie, you're looking at the most frightening, most horrific beings in movie history. That's why Zanus will be the greatest story ever told, as these men are going to go through that horror with me, and they're going to be fighting all those horrific beings with me in the movie, and the woman are going to be going through the horror with me in the movie. As these beings will be untouched, the most horrific beings in movie history. All these horror movies that came out, like The Conjuring, Annabelle Horror, The Shining, The It, these movies all pale in comparison to the horror of the last of Zanus creatures or characters in the story, as you're looking at real demonic beings, whereby some of you guys might even cry or shed tears for me and the Hollywood actors chosen for Zanus. That's why Zanus will have crazy white buzz, as these are going to be the most horrific beings in movie history, guys. I'm not joking. I'm not lying. What you guys see here, the devil beings will be looking something like this for the wolves, except even scarier than this is I'm putting a lot of money towards the mask and the costumes, and hundreds of millions, $600 million towards special effects and visual effects. That's why Peter Jackson or Mel Gibson, whoever I choose for my adaptation, will tell me, yeah, Ivan, this will be the most horrific movie ever made, and these are going to be the most horrific beings in movie history. This is going to revolutionize horror, as this is taking horror to a next level, guys. I'm not joking, as you see in these pictures and videos here. Aratat will be a devil. I'm not messing around. I'm not joking around. You're looking at the most horrific beings in movie history, guys. In my book, the demonic heroes are not that scary, but once I bring them to life on the screen, looking at real devils and demons, so frightening that you guys are going to feel for me and all the Hollywood actors for Zanus. That's why all the Hollywood actors chosen for Zanus are going to be legends after they film the movie, as they're going to be fighting the most horrific beings in movie history. I'm not joking, guys. This is real hardcore horror like you've never experienced or seen before in your life. All you movie viewers who have watched all these horror movies in the past, these all pale in comparison to the horror of Aratat, the devil wolf king of the south. I'm not playing, guys. You're looking at a devil. There's a reason why Takis is in agony in Volume 3. I don't want to spoil the story for you, but part of the reason why Takis is in agony because he knows what he's facing. He's facing the epitome of evil himself. You also have Aratat's son Fool, who's also a devil being. You have Morale, who's a general in the army, and you have Bull, the pit watcher, who watches in the pit. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. Ivan, how scary will Aratat be? He'll be the most horrific being in movie history, ever in movie history. All these horrific movies that came out will pale in comparison to the horror of Zanus, as these are going to be real life devils and demonic characters that are going to be brought to life on the screen, whereby when you watch the movie, you're going to feel for me and all the actors. That's how horrific Aratat will be. That's how amazing of a story Zanus will be, as even though Thanos was very formidable in the Avengers movies, he was not that scary. And even when Thanos was not that scary, I felt for the Avengers personally when I watched the movie. But Thanos was not that scary. Aratat will be formidable like Thanos, but he's also horrifying to look at. His characteristic, his appearance, it's pure demonic and pure horror, as well as all the other wolf characters. You're looking at the most horror beings in history, guys. I'm not joking around. Aratat will be so scary. You guys are gonna feel for me and all the actors, and hence why the movie will have crazy worldwide buzz, as it's cinema and it's the most powerful, greatest story ever told, even deeper than the story of Jesus and Passion of the Christ. That's how horrific Aratat will be. As when I play the role of Takis in the Zanus movie, I'll have to prep myself, and I'll be in agony like the way Jim Caviezel was in agony for Passion of the Christ, as I'm going against the devil himself. You guys will find out how horrific Aratat is when you see the trailer and you watch the documentary. Years from now when I'm king. As what you guys see here, Aratat will be a devil like this, even scarier than this. When you look at him on the screen, you get goosebumps, and you're really, really going to feel for me and all the Hollywood actors. That's how scary and horrific these beings are going to be. Sorry guys, I'm trying my best to make a 30-minute video, but I can't. I just don't have that much information to talk about, so I'll make another 20-minute video. That's good enough for you guys. I thought it'd be cool to talk about Aratat, and tomorrow I'll be talking about Ephesus and the bats. And the bats are going to be horrific devils too, obviously, in the movie. But they're minor characters. The wolf characters are more of the main villains in the story, not the bat characters, as you guys will find out when you read my Master Zane's book. I thought it'd be cool to talk about the horror of Aratat and how scary the wolf characters are going to be. It's not just Aratat, you have to fool his son, Morale the General, Bull the Pit Watcher. You also have the demon twin brother servants, Mass and Bass. You also have the ancestors, you also have, and you also have the bats in the cavern. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to spoil story. These are going to be the most horror beings in history, guys. I'm not playing around. This is pure horror, pure demonic, pure devilry when you watch the movie, when I bring these demonic characters to life. That's why, Ivan, when you talk to John Howe and Al Lee, you gotta show them these pictures, that way you know, that way they know, and tell them that you want to push the horror to the limit, make them as scary as you can possibly can be, even more frightening than what you guys are seeing here in this video. Looking at demons and devils in my Master Zane story, something so scary, it's going to change the horror of cinema, because this is pure horror, pure devilry. The world has never seen anything this scary before in their life when they watch the horror movie. That's why I'm making Zane's for $3 billion, that way I can have a revolution in technology for these horrific demonic characters in my movie. That's why those Hollywood actors are lucky to be a part of that amazing journey with me and my wife, BJ, and they're going to go through that horrific journey with us in the movie, as you're looking at the most frightening, horrific beings in movie history. However, I don't believe that. Well, if you think Annabelle and The Nun and The Conjuring and The Shining and The Thing and Amityville Horror and The Omen were scary movies, these movies will pale in comparison to the horror and the devilry of Xanax. As you're looking at the most horrific beings in movie history, guys, I'm not playing around. This is pure demonization, pure horror, pure devilry. Nothing like this has ever been. Nothing in movie history has ever been this horrific. This is pushing horror to the next level. That's why Xanax will be a masterpiece. It'll be the greatest story ever told. And those Hollywood actors who are going to be in my movie are going to be legends in the movie. John Boyega, Yvonne, J.J. Wansu, Idris Elba, all these guys are going to be legends for me in the movie. Andy Serkis, Carl Urban, Don Cheadle, and BJ, my wife, and the woman are going to go through this horror with me. We're all going to be legends as we just went through the horror with all these demonic characters, and the men fought all these demonic characters in the movie alongside me, Ivan, who's God in the flesh. That's why I believe Xanax will be a masterpiece. I don't believe any movie will ever top this. This is too deep, too powerful, and too horrific. It doesn't get any more horrific than this, as I'll be revolutionizing horror in cinema, as no movie in Hollywood history has ever been made for $3 billion or $1 billion per movie for a trilogy. No movie has ever made with that kind of money. That's why Xanax will be a masterpiece, and nothing will be able to top this. These beings will be really scary. Yes, what you see here, this is a similar example of how scary the beings are going to be in my movie, the wolf characters in my movie, and they'll be so scary that you guys will feel for us, meaning the Hollywood actors, and some of you guys might even cry when I'm in agony, knowing who I'm about to face in the war in the end of Volume 3. That's all I'm going to say. I won't spoil the story for you. We also have the ancestors. I don't want to spoil the story for you guys. That's why Xanax is a powerful story. And Peter Jackson might even tell me that my movie trilogy will top his Lord of the Rings. That's how powerful and amazing of a story Xanax will be. That's how horrific these characters are going to be. As I want Aratat and them to be the most horrific beings in movie history, rated R rating devils. That's why for Xanax, a $350 million budget towards it won't cut it. You got to put a good $1 billion towards that for each of the movies, and a lot of money towards special effects and visual effects towards the demonic characters, as well as the costumes and the masks that the crewmen are going to be creating, the Lord of the Harbor crewmen are going to be creating for my movie. Almost done, guys. I'll talk for 20 minutes. That's good enough. Xanax is pretty much bringing the Bible to life, as Xanax is biblical level deep. As in the Bible, even though it's fantasy, obviously, the characters or creatures you see, or the beings you see in Xanax, that pretty much symbolizes the demonic horde in the Bible. And that's how horrific these beings are going to be. You're looking at devils and demons, the most horrific beings in movie history, guys. I'm not playing around. As what you guys see here, Ivan, that's very horrific. Yes, it's very horrific. That's why the Xanax actors are lucky they're going to be going on that horrific journey with me. And you world are going to feel for me and all the Hollywood actors. That's how scary Xanax will be. And Aratat, the Devil Wolf King, will be. What you see here is similar to what the Devil Wolf King in my movie will be like. Looking at devils and demons, and you're looking at horror like you've never experienced before. This is real horror, guys. The most horrific beings in movie history. I'm not playing around. The most horrific beings in movie history. This is taking it to the next level, guys. This is pure devilry. That's why those Xanax stars are lucky, as they're going to be going on that horrific journey with me. And in Volume 3, as you guys read, There's a scene when Aratat comes to mark the land of Sapphires. So imagine beings looking like this, a 20,000 army. They're devils, even scarier than this, and they're marching towards Sapphires, and they find out the land is empty. And Aratat yells forth in Eli's quarters, throwing jugs, breaking chairs, and saying there's no trace of human flesh in Sapphires. And you have an exodus like Prince of Egypt. They're scared with torches and in the caverns, and you have the devil bats who live in the caverns. This is real horror, guys. This is taking it to the next level. Zanus will be the most horrific movie ever made. It will also be the greatest movie George ever made if everything is done right. That's why it's my dream to turn my amazing masterpiece, House of Zanus, into a movie when I make my money off my book, House of Zanus. You guys know what I'm saying? Will Aratat be more formidable than Thanos? Well, no. Thanos was very formidable in the Avengers, so Aratat will be just as formidable as Thanos in that sense. But Thanos is not scary, whereas Aratat's actually horrific to look at. He's a devil, as you can see in this video here. Aratat's a devil. He's the most horrific being in movie history. He's a devil, whereas Thanos, even though he's a devil, he's not that scary, but he's very formidable. Aratat's formidable like Thanos, but he's also horrifying to look at, as you're looking at the most horrific being in movie history, as well as his son, Morale, Bo, Bassmaster, servants. You also have his devil army, the devil civilians. You also have the ancestors. You have the devil bats living in the caverns. This is pure horror. Horror like you've never seen before, guys. This is taking horror to the next level. That's why you guys are going to feel for me on Hollywood actors. And Zane's will be the most horrific movie in history, and it'll have crazy worldwide buzz. Crazy worldwide buzz, even more than the Avengers movies, because I'm acting as Prince Takius and my wife BJ is Lithia in the movie. Got some Sarah? I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I thought it'd be cool to talk about Aratat and the demon wolves. They'll be the most horrific beings in history, guys. I'm not joking around. They're looking something scary, something horrific, devilry, crazy shit, horrific shit. It's next level horror. Hence why Zane's will be the most powerful story ever made. It'll be the greatest movie ever made, and I believe it will even be better than Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, and even George Lucas' masterpiece, his original Star Wars. I know some guys think I'm crazy, but you'll see what I mean when you read my book. You know, once I adapt the book to life and I bring these demonic characters to life, you'll finally see what I mean. These are going to be horrific devils. So real, you're going to feel for me in the actors. And some of you guys might even cry for me in the actors at the end of the movie with the big warning end when we face the devils. That's why this story is so powerful, and it's a masterpiece. And that's why it's my dream to turn this amazing masterpiece into a movie and make the most powerful, most epic, horrific fantasy story ever told. Even better than Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings, I believe. But everything has to be done right. You have to write a good screenplay. You have to make sure you mix, balance practical effects with visual effects and special effects. Obviously, when you pay the Hollywood actors a lot of money and Lord of Hollywood a lot of money, everyone works hard for you, and you'll end up producing a better movie. Cross my fingers, most likely even better than Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. So hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video. I talked about Aratat and the Devil Wolves, how scary will they be, the most horrific things in history. Hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video. Stay tuned, I'll make another video about Ephesus the Bat. Will be another horrific devil. The most horrific being will be history too, as Ephesus will be pretty much just as scary as Aratat, as the bats are devils too. Got some sound? Anyways guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video. This is Ivan O'Mara. I'm signing out. Peace. I hope you guys enjoyed this amazing video. Aratat, the most horrific being movie history, and as well as the wolves. Peace out, guys. Don't hate him, son.